Good morning, everyone. This is Jason Lehman with Fishbowl Solutions. Glad you're able to join us today as we talk about digital assistants and discuss one of the customer successes with digital assistants that we've had with a customer, and really getting into how they were able to realize a six-figure customer service cost saving using digital assistants. Here's our agenda for today's discussion. So we'll do a quick introduction in the next slide on who will be joining me today. That's my colleague, Dan Clifford. A little bit about Fishbowl. We'll get into the customer service business problems that we typically see within organizations. Typically see those as they're considering ways to better engage their customers and as they consider other channels that they might be using for customer service and support. We'll then talk about how digital assistants can help solve some of those customer service business problems. We'll then move to that customer success story that I mentioned earlier and that you should have noticed was part of this invite. My colleague Dan again will be doing a demo, and then I'll cover off the last section of this conversation and talk about what it takes to implement a digital assistant. We will take questions at the end, so in the meantime, or until then, you can ask questions during the presentation through the Zoom interface. There's a little Q&A applet that you just click on, ask your question. We'll be monitoring those throughout, and we'll get to them to the end. So as I mentioned, my colleague Dan will be joining us today, and he'll be taking it over from here. So go ahead, Dan.
Thank you for the introduction, Jason. My name is Dan Clifford, and I am the account manager for the digital assistant team over here at Fishbowl. I will be going over a few of the slides and then going over the full demonstration of a few different digital assistants that we have created. So I'm going to kick things off. I know a lot of you probably already know who we are, so I'll make this very short and simple, but I wanted to give the rest of the people on the webinar just a quick overview of why we're reaching out to you and really who we are. Just a quick overview on Fishbowl Solutions. Fishbowl's overall goal is to help customers solve their costly and frustrating knowledge sharing problems. Since 1999, we've actually been working with Oracle and their Web Center product, specializing in enterprise content management and portal solutions, helping organizations better manage, retain, and distribute content through enhanced desktop and mobile experiences. We also help organizations leverage Oracle's Content and Experience Cloud, focusing on developing omnichannel experiences for the digital content. But the reason you're here is because most recently we've been developing mobile applications and creating digital assistants for customer service and sales enablement using Oracle's Anonymous Mobile Cloud Enterprise Platform. And to help you find all the high-value content within your organization. We provide enterprise search and services as well, with on-premise and cloud-based use cases, leveraging Mindbreeze and Google Cloud. Today's main focus is going to be digital assistants and really how we've really transformed the product over the past 2 years with the help of Oracle. The top 10 strategic technology trends for 2018. This is a slide brought to you by Gartner. There have been a lot written about our topic for today, which is digital assistants. Analysts have been following it for a few years now, and this example from Gartner is where they say it's the top 10 strategic technology trends for 2018. Digital assistants, or you'll typically hear them as chatbots, are real things today, and they only get better as they utilize machine learning. So if you haven't heard much about them today in your organization, you definitely will hear about them soon. So customer service business problems today. So why digital assistants for customer service? That's why you're here. First, customer service is very expensive. Research from a contact center software provider, Aspect Software, estimated that the average cost of a customer service phone interaction is around $10 to $35 per call. And this has really been on par with what we've been discussing with some of the clients that we already have with the digital assistant. Second, customers don't like having to deal with customer service. Most of us, when we think about customer service, is making a call to a customer service hotline or support center or standing in line at a retail store. And none of us want to wait to get our questions answered. This waiting adds to the poor experience overall, so many of us can't remember a good customer service. And three, if you factor that, poor customer service can lead to lost customers, and lost customers leads to lost revenue. 82% of customers leave a company due to poor customer service. But isn't it just about leaving? It is the fact that they will tell someone. And on average, an unhappy customer tells 16 people. So bad experience just compounds, and companies annually lose millions of dollars because of it. The key takeaway to this is engaging rapidly with customers who contact your company via online channels is a huge opportunity for differentiation. So, how digital assistants are improving customer service call. As you can see on the left, this is a computer program that attempts to maintain a conversation with a person. It can be used to do something simple like FAQs, help order, or cancel service, or retrieve purchase history, etc. Is becoming an invaluable component within the company's customer service departments. In the healthcare and banking sectors, the Juniper research study found that interaction costs can also be lowered significantly by an estimated 70 cents per interaction by 2022 with chatbot automations. Studies show that it's realistic to aim and deflect between 40 to 80% of common customer service inquiries to chatbots. With that simple example that we are showing right now, we're setting a password, giving customers quick answers to simple questions so they can go on their way and engage with your company even more. By doing this, you can enhance their overall customer experience with your brand. Digital assistants can do this by providing a first line of support to customers 24/7 by 365. No more having the customer wait to call in during support times or getting someone to respond on live chats. No lines, no queues. And because of digital assistants integrate with back-end business systems, they can add more context to conversations, making such conversations more personalized and impactful. Again, giving the customers the answers they need fast, such as when they want to track an order. But to really retain and increase revenue from your customers, the customer service you provide them needs to be consistent across all channels. The average of 9-hour wait time for a response on a company's Facebook page is not consistent with a 5-minute wait time when calling into the customer support department. Organizations that are able to offer these consistent experiences will thrive and grow as they use digital assistants to even market products to customers during conversations. Something as simple as offering a coupon can go a long way for brand loyalty. So the next part we want to talk about is a current customer that we have and the case study that we are going to bring up and bring up the ROI. So the customer is a global office supply retailer with high customer service costs and lots of simple questions being handled by live agents. They also had a failed chatbot implementation. So we can say that our customers are already seeing the benefits of digital assistants. This example, through a retail customer, wanted to reduce their overall service costs. Through some analytics and feedback from support staff, they were seeing a lot of simple or common questions being answered by live agents. They thought digital assistant could help. And since they were on Oracle Service Cloud Shop, they decided to go with Oracle's digital assistants along with some complementary technologies. To factor their ROI, they took a look at their current cost of live agents to handle questions and how many of those could be deflected based on what type of question that was being asked. For example, FAQ questions. They quickly surmised that they could deflect around 30% of those interactions to the digital assistants, reducing their overall live agent support costs, leading to a savings of $250,000 a year. So this is what we can do to help you. We can really walk through this scenario, look at your analytics of what you're doing today, and see what can be deflected, because that's really what we want to find. So now that we've gone over that, we do want to get to the digital assistant itself. So we're going to show you 2 different demos. One is going to be a password reset, and then the other one's going to be a live agent handoff using Oracle Service Cloud. So we'll start off by doing the Oracle Live Handoff. So to give you a little background, the left-hand side is going to be a Facebook page that we created for a website retailer called Fishbowl Retail Demo. The customer is going to be on the left-hand side. The customer live agent is going to be on the right-hand side. So I'm going to come into this live chat via the Facebook Messenger, and I'm going to reach out to this Facebook retailer to try to return an item. So I need help to return item. So they click this to the digital assistant, and based on this question, the digital assistant is going to answer the question. So it's going to sit back and say, what is your return policy? Just to confirm with that interaction that it was correct. And then it shows exactly, Fishbowl has a great return policy. Here's some other information for you. And it leads them to the return page on the Fishbowl website. If that was something that was not helpful, like maybe I needed a shipping label, I didn't really actually need to get to the actual terms of my return, I can hit no. And what's going to happen next is to really help with that customer service is it's going to click it right to a live agent. So on the right-hand side, this is an incoming chat. Now me being addressed as a live agent, I'm going to get all the information, all the subtext that was happening during this chatbot interaction. And then it's going to give a quick response. Hi, my name is Connect API. That's the live agent's name. How may I help you? And now the customer is able to say, I need a shipping label for order 1, 2, 3, 4. And once they click that over, that's going to go back into the agent's queue and give them the information that's required. So we love showing this example because it really shows that if something frustrates a customer or there's a question that's too complex for a digital assistant to handle, or maybe you don't want a digital assistant to handle that, there is going to be a seamless transition from the digital assistant to a live agent. Now, on a simpler note, we'll show you what it looks like if the chatbot or digital assistant can handle the entire conversation. So this is a simple password reset with what we did for one of our customers. I can come into the digital assistant and just type help. The digital assistant's going to respond with what can they help with, and these are the 3 things that this digital assistant is able to help with. So I need to reset my password, a simple clarification of what my email address is. And then it'll give me a quick question just for security purposes. I don't live at any of these addresses. And then I'm going to have it send it to me via mail. And then it's going to send me over a verification code, which I need to enter in, whether it comes via email or text message. And once you enter in that code, it'll get you the link to reset your password. Tap to continue. And then depending on which backend system you're using, it's going to give you the opportunity to come in and change your password to whatever you need. It'll come back in, I hit submit, and say that my password's been reset. So those are the 2 demos that we want to do for you. From here, I'm going to pass it over to Jason, and thank you for taking time to listen.
Awesome. Thanks, Dan. I'm going to go ahead and share my screen now. So hopefully what we've shared with you so far has gotten you excited about the possibilities of a digital assistant in your organization. However, we do want to kind of insert a word of caution here that not all digital assistants or chatbot platforms are the same. Not all digital assistants are the same. So from that standpoint, they're not all created equal. And the reason for this, firstly, is that language is difficult. So as you think about your everyday conversations, we use colloquialisms or slang like go nuts or wanna instead of want to. So it'll be hard for most chatbots to interpret these. Also, integrations are difficult to those back-end systems. To really make a digital assistant or chatbot powerful, you have to pull in relevant data from other systems. This brings more context to the conversation and can help customers make decisions faster. You also have to consider security. How will that be managed with the overall digital assistant or chatbot? And the user experience is also key. So if your chatbot doesn't utilize your company's branding and styles, it may be viewed as a wholly separate channel for customer service and therefore not get used as expected. And then really over time, the chatbot is going to need care and feeding, adding new intents or product enhancements and really tuning it based on those to get more, and then also utilizing some of the analytics to really get more out of that conversation that you want from your digital assistant. So kind of a funny comic to illustrate this, context is key, right? So I'm a huge metal fan, and me too. Another example, what state do you live in? And the response, somewhat mischievously, the state I'm living in is constant anxiety. So again, context is key, and that's why you need a great digital assistant platform to really build those in. And so that's why Fishbowl has standardized on digital assistant development with the Oracle Digital Assistant platform. So with this platform, Oracle has an industry-leading solution and with really comprehensive capabilities. It enables you to quickly build digital assistants and let your customers engage with you and very natural conversations with your business. It's deployable on websites, mobile apps, messaging apps, and as well as digital voice. So really, this platform extends and enhances the functionality of your backend data systems, delivering more personalized and engaging experiences to your users. This is a feature of the Oracle Digital Assistant, is a feature of Oracle's autonomous mobile cloud, really helping you develop chatbots that create more of that natural conversation through text or speech to your enterprise system. It does incorporate artificial intelligence and natural language processing powered by neural networks and machine learning to really get you that context or the conversation that you're looking for. It's really able to detect what the user is trying to achieve, which is their intent, and respond appropriately with information, results, or transactions from back-end systems and bringing that to the conversation. The platform really makes it easy to build and then train your digital assistants as well, which is key. So you don't really need specialist artificial intelligence skills for that. It's also recognized as a leader. So having been recognized by analyst firms Ovum, Forrester, and Gartner over the years for their total mobile cloud application, the mobile app and the digital assistant development platform really makes it easy to develop those next generation conversational user interfaces, yet have like all those robust features, but in a really affordable platform. And then another key with this platform is the integration. So really providing those actionable services to the end users. The component builder that's included, you can create modules that can be invoked during the dialog flow to bring information from those backend systems and then deliver it to the user. This is with the Oracle Digital Assistant platform, you can build a digital assistant or chatbot, program it to carry out any task that's available with the available system APIs that allow it to perform those tasks. So deciding on the platform is key, but you also need a team. You need a team to really execute on the vision and what you want your digital assistant to accomplish. And at Fishbowl, we believe we have that team. So we've been working with the digital assistant for over 2 years. And over that time, we really put together this A-team for digital assistant delivery. All of our projects include a technical project manager, but one of the most important roles we've found on these projects is a conversational designer. This is a person that has the ability and nuance to really understand how questions and customer service interactions are handled today, and how those questions or knowledge articles can be used to build the dialogue for a digital assistant going forward. We also talked a little bit about the difficulty of the integration. And at Fishbowl, we've already worked with integrations for Oracle Service Cloud and ServiceNow, as well as others, and human capital management systems like PeopleSoft. The Oracle Digital Assistant does have some integration hooks for these systems, and then the Fishbowl team really works more closely with the APIs of those systems to ensure data can be retrieved and surfaced to the conversation. Another important role is the user experience lead. This is a person that has a knack for UI, UX design overall, and they'll work with the conversational designer to put the right tone into the conversation, as well as giving the digital assistant a personality that matches the company with a look and feel that should be familiar. And lastly, our experiences have enabled us to bring together business use case experts for customer service, employee service, sales enablement, and more, really knowing the processes for those use cases and how a digital assistant can help. So having a platform, having the people, well, it's also putting together a standard delivery process, and we feel that we've done that at Fishbowl after having done a few of these projects over the last few years. So this is really about a continuous improvement over time. So really starting with a plan, building the digital assistant, testing the digital assistant, and deploying the digital assistant. And as you consider maybe even a phase 1 digital assistant or chatbot that you're just looking to kind of dip your toe in the water, so to speak, and have something to augment some of your customer service activities, getting that out is great, but then it's really tuning it over time to get into that next phase, your phase 2 and your phase 3 digital assistant. So regardless of where you're starting, we follow the same process. And I'm going to explain a little bit more about that in the next slide. So as I mentioned with the plan, so with the plan, it's really about vetting out your use case. So what are you trying to accomplish? On the customer service side, if you look at the high costs that you might be having, just being able to deflect some of those live agent costs, live agent conversations, or the phone calls that are coming to your organization with digital assistant, really understanding what those are, what that use case is, and what the business problems are. And then taking a look at your current interactions today. So from a FAQ perspective, what types of questions are being asked? What are the knowledge articles? Really, what is being asked, how often, and when? We then help you consider the channels to be used, web, mobile, social. Integrations, as we've discussed, can be key depending on the use case as well. And then really a fun part of this process is helping you map out your user personas and the journeys that they might take to get answers from a digital assistant. We'll then mock up a flowchart design and then move into the build phase. So after planning all that out, we integrate with any business systems and start designing the UX for the digital assistant. Once we have it built, we move to testing. This is where a lot of the data analysis occurs, and that's another great feature of the digital assistant. It has some of that analytics built right into it. We put together a digital assistant scorecard for you during this time and really help validate the FAQs, making sure that they are answered correctly. And then it's about deployment, but then the work really doesn't stop there. So a big part of these deployments is knowing that the digital assistant can constantly be enhanced. No different than how you might handle face-to-face conversations today with the same person at different times in different situations. We'll tune the digital assistant to be better and help it learn over time. Just want to show a few examples of what that looks like. So on the planning side, conversational flow design. So on the left there, kind of that conversational flow diagram and flow chart with the different exceptions that might be encountered and how to handle those, especially when a customer takes an unhappy path. So as Dan showed in the demo, when sentiment or a question is asked and they can't get a response, being able to seamlessly transfer that over to a live agent. I mentioned integrations, so on the build side again, this is key. Depending on your use case, you're going to want to bring more context and conversation, and being able to hook into those back-end business systems will help with that. We've listed here some of the integrations that we've already developed, as well as the channels that we've developed from the interface perspective. So on the right, collaboration systems like Slack, social media like Facebook. So really making sure that we can integrate with your backend systems and serve up the user interface that you want within your organization, the right channel for your organization. Quickly highlighting as well that today was the focus of customer service, and we've had a couple wins in that area already. But another use case that might be more familiar with some of you is the employee service. So internal digital assistant to really help employees do their jobs as effectively as possible, getting them answers as well. We've had a win there as well, really helping customers get the information that they need to do their jobs, with their mobile device. So that's one of the customer successes we've had. So the key really here is, again, understanding that they want to pull back-end business system data into the conversation, being able to do those integrations, and then developing the user experience around that. Also wanted to mention that as part of the build, Fishbowl does offer a web UI that can plug into any browser. So this really enables you to develop that user experience and that user interface that meets your organization's branding and standard guidelines, as well as enabling a few other features that we've seen customers want. So on the left there, we listed out some of the other features that are included with this. So image carousel, so just pictures and being able to swipe through those, offering support for mobile devices and desktops, as well as voice to text. Here's just one example of what that looks like for a current customer. So part of this is, enabling and displaying form information so that it can be answered, and getting more context over to the digital assistant and the live agent. So you're picking the reason that you have a service inquiry, and then getting over to conversational interface to get those questions answered. A really important part of this is, again, over time, as you have it built, you're going to be into testing mode and really creating a scorecard for how it's performing. Things like a customer's ability to find the digital assistant or chatbot on a web page, fitting it to the right size for the page, making it apparent that it can be used for customer service, things like that. As well as things like comment or question variations that occur, and how the digital assistant handles an error. These are all really important to understand and can help make the chatbot or digital assistant even better. I mentioned the built-in analytics. So when the digital assistant does respond to a question, being able to analyze how it responded, and even analyzing questions that are asked and then it didn't respond. So we kind of look at that as hitting a home run. So if the digital assistant is going to take a swing at a question that was being asked, we want to make sure that can hit a home run, and using some of that analytics that you can get out of the digital assistant, as well as what you can see within your backend systems like Service Cloud, is key to making the digital assistant even better. And then we move on to deploy. but this is not really where the work stops. So from here, it's really about improving. So you'll see over time, as far as the questions that are being answered, you're going to be able to really take a look at that and say what other intents or utterances do we need to add based on what's being asked, as well as, with the Oracle's digital system platform, it's constantly being enhanced, making sure that, the latest enhancements are included with what you're able to leverage within your organization to make your digital assistant the best it can be. So as we look to add those new capabilities, we can continue to work with you to make that digital assistant fit the various use cases that you might have and really expanding it within your organization. So as we wrap up here, Fishbowl offers 3 different ways that you can engage with us to really start to think about building your digital assistant for your use case. The first one is we'd love to do a follow-up, more integrated, deeper dive demo with you, utilizing some of your FAQ data to do that demo. Another option is really coming in and sitting down with you and having a mini conversational design workshop where we take you through the use case, or you take us through the use case and we discuss the business problems you're looking to solve, who are those people that you're interacting with, and what might a journey or a dialogue flow look like for those people. And then we can also do a paid scoping. So if you're kind of up to speed a little bit on what you're looking to do, we can get involved very quickly to help you really get that digital assistant built out to the use case you're looking to satisfy. So with that, we'll take any questions. We do appreciate everyone's time today. If you do have a question, you can answer it through the chat interface within the Zoom dialog box. One of the questions that we always get is, how much does the Oracle Digital Assistant platform cost? And so it really depends, but just think of it as from a pricing perspective, how many interactions that they're going to be, and it'll be sold accordingly based on that. So I don't see any other questions currently. We do want to leave some contact information for you here. If there are any questions, feel free to reach out to us. But if not seeing any questions, we'll go ahead and conclude today's meeting. As I mentioned at the beginning, this webinar was recorded. Anyone that did register, will send out a link to the recording within a couple of days so you can see a little bit more about what we discussed today. But with that, I'd like to thank Dan. Thanks, Dan, for the demo, and for everyone attending today. Thanks. Have a great day, everyone.